suppose today will be a day of talking about cognitive distortions, because I'm certainly feeling it. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. And as much as I'd like to, practice and process and just knowing at the same time, embracing all of it all at once, it's all okay, it's normal. It certainly is. There's I think there's 10 cognitive distortive categories, and so, perhaps I guess maybe it could be helpful and resourceful for being on the autism spectrum as well. I think it certainly helps with anxiety, OCD, depression, and other related stuff. And I believe ASD can be one of them. A lot of us can easily have such unhelpful thinking, think that we always had with us, and somehow sooner or later became aware of. And true, yeah, really being up to us, up to ourselves to give in and pull through, which, I certainly feel, yeah, there's that. There's this, and recognizing it and processing it will help even more to have a more progressive life. And, but, to sit here right now saying, am I feeling okay? To be honest, I'm not feeling terrible. Maybe just moody. How am I getting along? Maybe fairly well. Between that, slightly well. I'm not okay, and that's okay. I'm being honest about it. I could be open about it, and it's just one of those days, but I'm still living. Things are lively, and it's just part of life, and which is nice because I don't have to put on a mask for anybody, or feel the need to. And I've certainly, I listen to a lot of things on masking, and have I done it? Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I started taking my mask off, every now and then it goes back on, but these days I mostly have it off. I just these days just don't feel the need to live someone else's life, or live the way others expect. So to get back to the cognitive distortions, there's 10 kinds, and I don't exactly have them all memorized yet, but we talk about them a lot in the sessions that I do weekly. There's the all or nothing or black and white thinking, which is, very common. There's filtering. There's jumping to conclusions, which can be either mind reading or fortune telling. And, they say that no one can do that. To be honest, somehow maybe there's some psychic techniques that some have, and maybe I do have it, Most of all, the important thing is that when I feel it's that or something like that, is that one of the techniques I learned is that just to catch it and check it to see if there's enough evidence to see if it actually is that, and then catch, check, and then change it, right? And then part of me is like, why the fuck do I feel like, why do I have to change this? Maybe maybe there's people who are not exactly being open about it and not understanding us, Why do we have to actually, always follow in their footsteps and cooperate with them, kind of thing. That hasn't been the case, again, hasn't been the case lately, but again, this is about cognitive distortions. So I just named 3 of them, and there's blaming yourself. There's magnetizing or minimizing, disqualifying the positive. But yeah, so yeah, anyone out there who's familiar with the 10 cognitive distortions, I bring it up today. Like I said, somehow I feel it. I mean, I feel my ASD, along with my OCD and depression and anxiety, I mean, it could somehow be helpful to know those things, because sometimes we just easily go there. And it's not that we want to, we just do so. Boy, I was just driving a while ago, and I'm like, I gotta pull over, and before I have some work, I have other work to attend to, like in a bit. I'm just thinking, I gotta pull over and just do a tape or do a video beforehand. I'm probably, it's like, I might even cry, Funny, when I start filming, suddenly that motion sometimes goes away. But I have cried live. I have, doing some certain instinctive acting exercises that well, it was in a private confidential group, that is. I didn't do it exactly for the whole public to see, because it was an exercise for a group that I was a part of. So, and I have to say, it was helpful. It was, and I could still be doing them. Yeah, true. There's another cognitive distortion, which I guess relates a lot to me. I say 6 out of 10 of them I certainly have, and one of them is personalizing. Personalizing. And I have to say, it gets too damn tiring. It gets... It just really, it gets tiring. When certain events intend to come up, especially within the coming weekends, sometimes when a particular event comes up, I just, wonder if, am I really going to be ready for it? This isn't the type of event that there's nothing I have to be ready for. I'm just going to be hanging out with a friend for, actually there's a couple of them, including my boyfriend. They have birthdays coming up, and I don't have to be ready or right for them in any way whatsoever. However, it has nothing to do with them. No, it just, there's always something about me that I find really hard to talk about sometimes, and like, am I putting enough content out there? Am I doing enough with my life? Am I really happy doing the things that I'm actually really good at? And God, it's getting a bit warm, and it's interesting. It's been very rainy and windy and cold at a point where we would have snow on the ground, like during the night, in the middle of the night. But then 9 a.m. it pretty much dissipates. But I'm just, going with my gut today, and there's lots of other things I'd like to discuss. I made a list of things, and I mean, especially affirmative kind of things. I have a lot that I like to bring up for sure. But today I'm just letting it out and just going with it, and just say, I'm not happy. I don't like that I make myself stuck, and how I find it really difficult to talk about particular things. I feel I've got a lot still going on, a lot of mileage, like, in my life. I have no reason to not have that. And sometimes when I hear someone else's story, I feel like is that going to happen to me? But no, it's about them. And somehow yeah, sometimes I just make things about me, and I don't mean to, and I know the right type of therapy to do so. It's just just to get on a little tab of reality check that's like, every individual's life is their life, and they go at their pace, and they do what they want, which is so great. I want that for myself. I want people to, I mean, it's nice where everyone blooms in their own way, and I'm all about, especially with making content and creating and sharing. That's what I'm about, is making differences and not comparing myself to anyone else. Sometimes when it comes to family, that could be an easy habit, right? But no, really, I just, sometimes I feel like I could be honest now these days and just say, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know how that applies, like, to me. And okay, say once I realize, they're talking about themselves or something, like, somehow maybe I feel, I don't know, maybe I'd like to hear them be more affirmative about themselves, But then again, we're all human, and it's something you can't force them to do, or anyone to do. I have my days, I have my moments, I have my moods, and everyone does, and it's just, I just feel sometimes as far back as I can think, and there I go, just living the past at the moment, not for too long. I'll come back to the present in a bit, and I won't think too much about the future, because that just, doesn't help. And I finally decided that there's things, like, this year, maybe a thing or two that I decide I'm not going to worry about anymore, and if something comes up, whatever it is that you're seeking more information about. Anyways, where was I? Long back, maybe, I don't know, sometimes you feel I could have sworn something was said to me, and we all hear things differently, and everyone's going to be viewed differently. And it's nothing, what's great is that we're all entitled to our opinion, but I barely have an opinion about anybody, because they're them. I don't have any criticism whatsoever, except maybe for myself sometimes. But sometimes when there's one particular thing that it shouldn't have had to mean anything, and not take too much to heart, and one ear out the other, that's where it's interesting how one thing is held on to, thinking, wait, what did they actually mean by that? But then I look back and just say, you know what, it's simply just a fact. Or so. Well, no, facts are true. Opinions are no right or wrong. And I might cut that part out, but which is, it's true. It's just, after a while, you just learn, I mean, you learn the difference between everything. You do. You just do. And so I don't know, I guess that's all I have for now. I just hope one day or soon there's certain other things I've been wanting to do that I'm going to want to do, and I can just finally do them. And oh, but anyways, yeah, so cognitive distortions and CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, which I've used, and there are many kinds out there that could help with the kind of, unhelpful thinking that just that no one is shut out about whatsoever, because it's so common for that to happen. It just is for a lot of us. But yeah, anyone out there who experiences that and goes through that too. I mean, I'm in good company. You're in good company, and sometimes there's so many techniques that, it's like you don't have to do them all. Maybe try them and just do what works for you. And so anyways, so okay, I guess that's been my I guess that's my journaling for today on here. All right, well, hope everyone has a great day, and if you're not okay, that's okay. I'm not always okay. And to say that, just it's okay, because I've had better days. I've had worse days, and things, I mean, when you think about it, yeah, things could be worse. And when they're not, I mean, you're lucky. After a while, it gets easier to notice what you need in your life and what you really don't. And then you just go with that. Yeah. Okay.